Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we're having coffee. So I decided to do a little self-care this morning and start this live broadcast an hour later. It wasn't because I was sleeping, or not that that's a bad thing. It's just that I was up in plenty of time. But my time for processing, good morning, Barbara, took a lot longer this morning to get through some of my own stuff in order to be able to bring some insights from Creator, because I could then hear Creator a little bit better. So good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. And I got to tell you, there was a lot of heaviness energy around me this morning within me, and honestly don't know that I've cleared as much as I would like to have cleared before I started this, but I got to tell you, there was a card, as I started to draw the cards, the first card I drew said, embrace the darkness, and I just put it back. It's like, I'm not even dealing with that. And then I thought, no, that really is the truth sometimes of where we are. In order to know the kinds of things that we need to work on, there has to be some darkness around it, or some discomfort maybe. Good morning, Bill Dennis. Kay, it's good to see you. And so I chose to talk to you about it a little bit, because oftentimes it is our dark areas that we are limited by. We get caught up in the need in our life to try to be perfect at everything we do, to try to be better than we are at all costs and at all times. And truly, there are days when our darkness is going to be the strongest part of us. Darkness is not the bad part of us. It is the shadow part. It's the part that is showing us the things in life that could use some shifting, could use some change energy in order to fulfill the reason that we came, or to learn one of the things that we wanted to learn when we got here. Sometimes the darkness is the energy that we've absorbed from others, but again, there is a learning opportunity there. Those of you who are empathic out there know that we often will absorb someone else's energy, and we have to learn to start shielding ourselves better, then also learn how to shed that energy until it is only our energy that we're living with, because trying to deal with somebody else's energy is useless in this life. The next card I drew says your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. And of course, when we're dealing with the shadow aspect, we're not trusting much of anything about ourselves. And for me, I will share with you, because my name is Victoria, and I am bound and determined to be victorious in everything that I do. I have picked a really difficult path in life for someone like myself. Some of my shadows tell me on a regular basis, who the hell do you think you are to be doing this? And the reality of what I know is that I am a conduit for Creator, for the Spirit, for Source Energy, for God. This wisdom doesn't come from me. Some of my life experience does come through. As I've grown older, I do have some wise experiences to share. But as a very young person, the wisdom would come through me, and still does come through me. I can be a conduit and not be perfect, and not always have the answers to my own stuff. But I am determined to be victorious in what I am trying to do and the life I am creating here. And so that means I have to look at the shadow side of me on occasion, and probably more often than I would like. That doesn't mean that I stand there and beat myself up, because that means I look at it, I feel it, it comes up. I ask for guidance about it and how to move forward in spite of it, and how to shed it or aspects of it. My understanding is that we all have one or two very difficult areas in our life that keep coming up over and over, and we have to get down to the very theme of that story, the very core belief that is feeding that. Good morning, Anita. And allow, good morning, Brian. And allow ourselves to look at that core belief and then ask for guidance as how to pull that belief from you and change it to one that is more victorious, one that supports what you want to be doing, instead of keeps holding you back. that is part of what we came to learn. Those couple huge areas have multiple learning opportunities around them. So don't hide from the shadow aspect. Allow yourself to look at it, embrace it. Good morning, Amber. And grow with it and because of it. I am someone who rarely will share my struggles when I'm struggling with them, because there's a certain amount of vulnerability that goes with that. And I learned early on, even probably before I came, that being vulnerable was not something I was going to be comfortable with, because it allowed myself to be hurt. And so I am choosing to be vulnerable now. That is why I started an hour later, because I have a very big aspect that I was dealing with. And I also know that this was part of someone else's energy that I had taken on. But it just fueled my inner struggle with fear at the very deepest level, and fear that developed probably before I came, but absolutely in utero. That's part of being an unwanted pregnancy, is the fear that we're going to lose our life before we ever came. This isn't a martyrdom. This is a truth. And the more I speak to people who were unwanted pregnancies, the more I know that that is one of the truths we have lived with, that we need to heal. And we have to heal it ourselves. And there are definitely tools to do that, and tools that I am learning and gaining. The other reason that the fear aspect grew so strong in me right now is because I am opening to new gifts and new awareness of the angels that I work with in this lifetime. Not just, someone asked me a while ago, who is it that you channel? Well, I never thought of myself as a channel. Like I said, a conduit worked better for me. It's the same thing. But I'd never asked who I channel. I knew the information. I knew it was love. I knew it was wisdom. And so recently, as I went through that illness I was telling you about, which was much more spiritual than it ever was physical, it was a clearing, a releasing of stuff within me. That's when I realized that I needed to connect with the main angel that I worked with. And that angel is Uriel, the angel that is known for wisdom and God's word and bringing the truth to the world. And so in the opening up of more of myself to this walk of being a spiritual guide, a source for comfort for people, a source for education and help to help them along their journey, that awakening process is physically very hard and emotionally hard, because we're opening to new aspects of ourselves. So know that those of you who are living more and more in your spirit aspect, learning more about that, wanting to live from that more, just know that the ups and downs are as normal as the everyday life we live. And it is all a process of learning and growing. So embrace it. Even in the uncomfortable aspect of it, on many respects, ask what it is you wanted to learn from that and move forward. One of the things, and I'm not promoting my paint and sip retreats, although I would love to have all of you join me for a paint and sip retreat. But the next card I drew was creative expression. One of the things that makes life much more bearable for me in the difficult times is to do something creative. I have done lots of little creative things in my life. I'm no real creative genius, but I do go with my instincts. These mugs, or these goddess goblets, are one of the ways I've spent some creative energy, because they're shiny, they're pretty, I like them, they make me feel special in some way. The other are the paintings, and working with that aspect to just allow the creative spirit aspect of me to come through. Are they for much more than anything than that? Probably not. They're not going to be in the Museum of Art. I'm not going to be selling them to the masses, but they do feed in me something that I need to move forward with. A lot of times it's just comfort. It is just to get that aspect going so I can live in more comfort right now. Again, opening to your spirit self can be very uncomfortable, can be, for many of us, very fearful if that's an energy that has been a companion to us throughout much of our life. So it is the process. The process can be less than comfortable. The process can be fearful. It can also be joyful. And we will have both aspects of that. As you open up more to your spirit, does it mean that you're going to be happy all the time and joyful? Hell no. Because we're human. We're living in these human aspects. And especially as we grow, the spirit aspect of us, it can get more uncomfortable because we're looking more and more at those things that no longer serve us that we need to shed. But what I can offer you is some tools to help you shed those things, tools to help you move forward with, heal yourself. And that is truly my belief. That is my gift to you all, is different aspects of how you can work to heal yourself, work with your own energy. I recommend you get a healing partner, whether that's an energy worker like me, whether it's a friend who does some energy work. I have both. I have people that I pay to help me energetically. I have people I trade with to work with energetically. Good morning, Charms. I love that name. I'm wondering if that's a name you adopted or if that was given to you. I just think that is such a delightful name, Charms. Charms is ready for a new day. And that was the other thing I was thinking as I prepared this was, today is a brand new day with no mistakes in it. Nothing about yesterday is still real except for the energy we give it. Tomorrow, likely not going to happen the way we imagine it. We can feed it with the fear energy too, or we can cut both of those off and live in the aspect of, do I have enough for today? And I don't know about you, but I always have enough for today. So when the fear energy takes over, that will often be one of the tools I use to bring me back to the reality of, is right now is wonderful. I have a roof. I have what I need. I have an incredible guy out there that loves me and will take care of me whenever I allow him. Good morning, Mandolin. Strong women can be very difficult to take care of. And so sometimes we need the breaking down in order to allow other people in to help us, because that is the walk that they need to fulfill in our life and in their life. So do allow people to help you. It isn't necessary that we all be so strong that we carry the world on our shoulders alone. There is no need to do that. You have a band of angels. Good morning, Becky. You have a band of angels that are willing to step in and help. You have guides that are willing. You have friends that are willing, but you do need to reach out to them. You also need to be an instrument of strength for others at times. And some of us out there can be energy suckers, and that's not okay. It's when you need, but you're never able to give because you can't see past your need. Again, you need to sometimes heal within yourselves. I'm going to read what Brian is an amazing man on Facebook that I'm friends with. Let me read to you what Brian says. Yes, as we work to recreate ourselves and transcend the ego, we gain a new understanding, and our feelings and emotions change as our awareness is heightened, and we detach from those things that are I think it's temporary. Then it says see more. I've never done this in a live broadcast. Let me see if I can see more of what Brian, temporal. That was the end of it. Thank you, Brian. Yes, that is very wise information for us. We're just never going to be in a really great place all the time, but we have tools. We can manufacture more of those feelings, and sometimes it really is a very deliberate manufacturing of what is happening or what we want to have as our truth and the energy we want to move through the day. That pure love and joy tool is very effective. Shedding love on everything you lay your eyes on. It really is the pulling through from the universe, the love that we need to take the negative energy from us to raise our vibrations. And there's no downside to doing that. It's okay to not be feeling the fear, the pain, the angst, whatever you're going through, by using tools to raise your vibration, to feel better as you walk out into the world. But always, always, always be asking for what it is you wanted to create with this situation, because you have, and allow Creator to then give you some information by getting quiet and having that time. That was really what I did this morning with that extra hour. I was just spending time being quiet and allowing Creator to visit with me a bit. You're welcome, Brian. Thank you for contributing like that. So I'm so excited to be able to bring to you guys some information. I'm more excited about being, you're welcome, Charm. Charm says, I want to thank you. You are so right. We need others that are the same. And we help each other through the fear of life. Yeah, fear is just a part of us because we're human, and we know that we have a lot more to be doing, and we don't always know how to do that. So people access videos like this, and there are lots of these out there, lots of people on Facebook who can help guide us. And again, I am just thrilled to be able to do readings with people, to give them the guidance that comes through, and to create things like the paint and sip retreats, because that's more concentrated time I get to spend with some amazing people, as well as opening up to the creative aspect. We open up a whole other part of us when we are creating. And I have seen people in my life who can get pretty heavy, and watch them get into a creative process and just watch their vibrations raise. And so creativity is huge. So I'm going to read the Light Your Day card for today. Let's go out with the attitude of who can we help today, and know that because we are willing, Creator will use us. So I just drew this. Says the light coming your way today is lavender. So think about it. Whenever you see Lavender Day, this is the light of clarity and sweetness. So know that as you go out today, you will receive clarity on some of the things that you've been asking for answers on. Having this light infuse your day will allow you to be clear in your intentions, clear in your efforts, and clear in your thoughts. This clarity is what will move you forward in your journey. The fog is lifted, and you'll be able to see every next step you need to be taking to live your most authentic life. The sureness that this allows is a sweet, content, and peaceful feeling. Indulge yourself in clarity today and run with this new understanding of you. And what I love about the message that I received when I created that card was, you'll be able to see every next step. That's all you need to see, is the next step, not the 27 that are going to take you down to the end point. The next step is living life as it happens. And remember, that saying is, life is what happens while we're trying to reach our plans, or something like that. Every next step is where life is happening. So go out today with an aspect and a willingness to be of service, to be of help to someone else, and know that every next step is clear, and you will see it without fail. And then you'll see the next one after that. So I hope this helps some of you get through your day a little bit easier. I will see you again on Wednesday, and I would welcome any feedback. Is 7:30 better? I don't mind doing 6:30. 7:30, I usually also don't have any appointments I have to be at. That was why I chose 6:30, as I knew I could always be here and be available. So again, I do private readings. The Wisdom Guided Oracle comes through, and we work through some stuff that has been plaguing you. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can private message me here on Facebook. And on the Wisdom Guided Oracle page is the pinned post about the Paint and Sip retreats. And if you're in the Treasure Valley area, it's just an hour away. And it's just 24 hours. Can you give yourself that much time to just feed your soul for a bit? Robin, you like 7:30 because you're actually 6:30, I guess. She's on Pacific time. I'm on Mountain time. So I will definitely take that feedback and consider 7:30, and it gives me another hour to work through some of my stuff. So love and light to you all. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for participating, and I hope you have a really wonderful day. Much love to you too, Brian. Thank you.